My research question is, what was the first drug used to treat malaria, and where did it come from? First, we should know what malaria is. Malaria is an irregular fever caused by a protozoan parasite that invades the red blood cells. Protozoa are microscopic, one-celled organisms that can be free-living or parasitic in nature. They are able to easily multiply in humans. The parasite is transmitted by mosquitoes in many tropical and subtropical regions. During the 15th century in Peru mountain regions, the cinchona plant grew on Peruvian bark or small shrubs. This plant was found by the native Quechua people. The Quechua people found that the plant, when mixed with sweetened water to combat the bitter taste, would make quinine. Quinine works as a muscle relaxant to combat shivering in the cold Peruvian climate. Fast forward to the 17th century in Rome, malaria had become an epidemic. Many elites and several popes were being killed by this dangerous disease. Thankfully, a Jesuit named Agostino Solombrino, who was based in Peru at the time, observed the Quechua people using quinine as a muscle relaxant, and thought that maybe it could help with the shivering that was a side effect of malaria. He brought a sample overseas and tested it on malaria victims. When King Charles II was cured of malaria by quinine in the 17th century, Peruvian bark had become a popular commodity in all of Europe and was well known to cure malaria. Quinine is also arguably what allowed for the Europeans to invade and establish colonies in Africa, since malaria was common down there and the Europeans were not immune to it yet. But how does it work? Quinine is a cinchona alkaloid that belongs to the aryl amino acid group of drugs. This means that quinine is an organic compound, like morphine and other drugs, but has a pronounced physiological effect on humans. The chemical formula of quinine is C20H24N2O2 and looks like this. The anti-malarial mechanism of quinine is unknown, although it is theorized to be toxic to the protozoan parasites in malaria by interfering with the parasite's ability to dissolve and metabolize hemoglobin in our red blood cells. Quinine, 400 years after its discovery, remains an important anti-malarial drug in today's society. It is usually ingested in pill form, and you may recognize its brand name Qualiquin. Although, quinine is no longer the first option. Due to recent research, malaria patients are now prescribed artesunate as a first method and quinine for more serious cases. Quinine, over its course of 400 years, has saved millions of lives and solved numerous epidemics.